Hey friends, it's Blake from Chasing Creative, and if you're not really a pinner, I can totally understand. I personally don't use Pinterest often, but what I can tell you is that if you are selling a product or service, it's something that you might want to look into being a brand. And I'm going to show you a couple different tricks that I found recently and tools that I would recommend for you to run your go-to-market strategy and marketing campaigns through this channel. As we know, people are using Google Ads. They're using Meta, Instagram, and Facebook ads to reach their customers. And these used to be tools that were sought after and being approved upon. And now they are, but they're still kind of the main staples. And now people are looking for more omni-channel, multiple streams of income and streams of recurring revenue from other channels like Pinterest. And now there's new tools that you can use to track these channels server side, which I highly recommend before implementing this strategy. But I wanted to show you a couple of things that I was digging into the platform, and some stats even are impressive to know that over 50% of people that post on Pinterest weekly purchase from brands that they see there. And this is done through organic strategy, which is very important. Have a community person engaging there, but it's also done through advertising and having a verified merchant account, which you can do through Pinterest. I just want to show you quickly a few different tools that I'd recommend for you to get started with creators and posting to Pinterest on a regular basis. First, if you look at the screen here, I'm going to show you Pinterest trends. Pinterest trends, you go to trends.pinterest.com, or if you're up here in this top tab, you can find it under analytics and trends. Now, I've seen this before, but I did not realize how powerful this actually is. It's a tool that you can use to research keywords and see what is trending. So if we scroll down here right now, you can see spring outfits, spring nails, summer nails. There's a lot of seasonality in the things that are running here, which is great. Food recipes, all of these different things can be important. You see some of these different pops as far as yearly change, monthly change, weekly change. This gives you a good idea of what is trending. Now, for me, let's say I want to sell some men's apparel. If I go in here and I put in men's fashion, it's going to pull it right up and see it even has some recommendations. Now I'll bring you to this unique page where you can see interest over time, related trends, things that are relating as far as a keyword goes. And then it also breaks down the demographics and then shows you actual creative that people are identifying with. Now, if you are a creator or a marketer or a graphic designer, you're going to love this because it's data to back up what you're creating. Now, I think there's like an 80-20 rule here, right? Look at 80% of the data, but allow 20% to be innovative and new and fresh. Don't just copy what's here, but use it as inspiration to target your ideal customer. So let's say I want to add on some other notes here. What's great is it will stack these different keywords that you can see, giving you an idea of how you should target and post your content. So this is something to think of from SEO standpoint, what people are searching. The Pinterest search function is incredible. I've written a blog on that in the past. If you type in Blake Wise Pinterest ads, you'll find that. It's an awesome blog that goes through tracking and also shows you why it's important to basically come up in the search, just like any other platform, whether you're trying to come up and search for Google, TikTok, Instagram, any of these platforms. It's an important thing to have your keywords and your brand coming up when people search on these platforms. Now, why I like looking at these keywords is because when you're posting and you're creating the content, it's going to give you an idea on how you should title and what you should include in the copy, as well as the type of content you might want to shoot or be inspired by. So sometimes you're posting about your product, but you're doing it as a lifestyle shoot. Or maybe if you're selling kitchenware, you're doing it to teach your customer how to make that perfect salad, that recipe with your product at the center. You're giving tips and tricks on how to clean a home, but also leading to your cleaning product or tool. Maybe it's an organization company and you show before and after, but seeing all the different keywords for your topic that you're trying to sell on is very important. So that's step one when you're developing your creative, and then also wanting to know the actual people that you're targeting. Like, I love this, that you're able to put in keywords, see which keywords are popping off, and then you can go into the age and demographics and see. And obviously it's going to be different for subject matter, but you might be surprised on the actual genders. You might be surprised on the age groups of what people are searching on Pinterest. So enough about that. Let's get to the second tool that I'd recommend. If you are a brand, there's a new company I came across recently called Brand 24. I'll put a link here below. You can log in with a free account and set it up to track your brand and hashtags as well as competitor brands. So they give you market research where you're able to see the mentions, estimated social reach, and they give you a presence score, which I think is really important because I've worked for a lot of different organizations and social media always tends to come up. But how do we actually track beyond just impressions, reaches, and likes? I love they have this presence score to kind of round out everything, put it all together, and give you the average of what you're doing and the presence you have online. It also tracks individuals. This is important because I think what you can do, and you can see this at the account level of people who are mentioning your brand, you might not be in communication with them and you're searching all over to connect with them manually. And this is a time consuming effort. That's why there's so many great influencer agencies out there. Shout out to them. There's some amazing ones. But this is a tool that can help your in-house team, not to mention your agency, find those folks that are talking about your brand. So all of these different stats add up. They add to your campaigns, and this is a great way to connect with them. And that's where you can then create a creative brief. So I recommend a company called Tome App. It's by Missions Studios, and they give you AI generated templates and tools that you can go through to create outlines, like a creative brief with the different demographic information you have using AI, and it helps expedite the process. This isn't going to be a done for you, but it's a great way to outline an organized way that can be effective moving forward. So check out Brand24. I'll pop the link here below. They have a great free trial. I was tracking several different types of brands, from restaurants to my own agency to D2C brands, to see how the product will work, and I highly recommend it. It's something that I wasn't really aware of. There are other competitors out there. I wrote a blog that kind of goes over the few on chasingcreative.io if you want to get more into these different kind of mention or social listening tools. But again, this goes along with that research first on Pinterest about your keyword, and then going into here and finding influencers or those who are already talking about your product and engaging with them, whether it's a paid promotion, product exchange, or a simple, hey, thanks for already sharing about us. We'd love to sponsor your content or share your content per percentage of ad spend. It's very common. I know around 3% is what I've gotten for deals before of total ad spend. So do something like that, make it a win-win scenario, and they can continue to be an ambassador for you. Okay, getting more into affiliate and sharing, you also can use this program called Social Snowball. Well, I haven't used it before. I've seen it popping off at different events as they've been a sponsor for the Whaleys by Triple Whale, which just happened, as well as other different Shopify events and stores. What they allow you to do is create an affiliate program for your D2C brand. Now, Shopify has a built-in collabs that you can use with influencers, and I think that's great. There's also companies like Grin that do a phenomenal job. But what I love is that this focuses not just on influencers, but also focuses on creators. And it has the different integrations where it's an all-in-one solution, including promo codes and payment. This is really important for the influencers you work with. Having been an influencer before, when it takes time to just get through a deal, it can be tiring and kind of makes you want to drop out of the affiliate program. You want to keep things moving quickly because most influencers and creators are trying to get projects done quickly because time is money, and they're working on multiple brands and multiple projects at once. So being considerate of that will help you have an ambassador for a long time. They integrate obviously with all the different tools that you need, and they eliminate these code leaks, which we're all familiar with their technology. So check that out, see if it's something that works well for you. Again, I've done all this research recently doing a case study for a brand that I'm pitching for a project. So this is something that I've actually recommended to a large D2C brand, and I'm curious to see how it will work for them, because adding a new channel to your current channel list and being omni-channel marketing just opens the door for another touch point, opens the door for retargeting through that platform and reaching people that might not be as familiar with your brand on different platforms. People like to use different social media accounts, and with Facebook ads and Instagram ads costing more and more, using other different sources like Pinterest can be a great way to diversify your ad spend to get the most out of your ROAS and also your cost of acquisition costs. I'm curious to see too, does running a campaign on Pinterest increase your lifetime value? Is it something that maybe it costs a little bit more at first to get a customer? Curious to hear from some of you guys on using this strategy that I've laid out for you. There's a lot of components that you can add and take away from this, but getting started with Pinterest is something that I would recommend for any e-commerce brand to diversify their channels. I hope this was helpful to you guys. This was from some research projects that I did this week, and super stoked to hear if it works for you. So please subscribe and comment below, and return and comment if this helped you get started with a brand. Get some ad dollars set aside and try this out for a few months. I recommend 3 months at a minimum to try out a new channel, and let me know how it goes. Thanks from all of us at Chasing Creative. Cheers.